Our school is located on Sydney's northern beaches, and we have 500 students, 550 students, probably from sort of lower to middle socioeconomic background. A lot of the students play sport outside of school. A lot of the kids in our area are very active, and so are their parents. Each grade organises their own sports time. The main focus in all our grades from K to 6 in the home sport program, whether it's K to 2 or 3 to 6, is the development of fundamental movement skills. So we have those programs in place for school sport times, and that's generally on a Thursday or a Friday. But as well as that, classes organise PE time for 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week. And in the timetable, you might work with another class or another grade, or individually, depending on your class timetable for that. And a lot of those activities develop fundamental movement skills, but also fun and fast-moving activities, developing sort of moderate to vigorous exercise, which is great, particularly for a 20 to 25-minute period each day.
I like to play soccer at recess and lunch, and I sometimes play handball. And I also do Dance to Be Fit on Tuesday and sport on Friday.
I like to skip with my class and run around at lunchtime. We even have a special dance program which is called Dance to Be Fit.
We use the Get Skilled, Get Active program at our school, and one of the reasons for that is it has a sequential program of how to teach each individual fundamental movement skill. And one of the great things is if you're a teacher who isn't confident in the delivery of PE, you can use this as a resource because it goes through step by step the process for developing each fundamental movement skill. So, for example, an overarm throw, it'll break it down into various steps, one after the other. And to complement that, we use the department website, which has video footage of each specific fundamental movement skill. And that's terrific because then the teacher can actually see a good example and provide the students with a good example. This is such a great resource that it actually supplies people with the skills that they need.
I use the Get Skilled, Get Active DVDs, and a lot of the resources that they provided, that they have notebooks on each skill and then also lesson ideas, which I can then tweak based on what my kids can do, and I use them within my teaching.
We have the Premier Sporting Challenge that we support at our school. We get a grant for equipment and for funding, which is terrific, and we use a lot of that according to the program needs that we have at the school. So if we need particularly balls of a certain size, particularly for the throwing and catching skills, we can make sure we target those sorts of equipment, and having various textures too, so that those kids can actually get an idea without being sort of feeling threatened with a harder ball like a cricket ball or a softball. We often get the modified equipment, so it's terrific for supporting the home sport program.
We do PWSA and I'm the AFL coach, and that's fantastic because lots of kids get an opportunity, and mine's non-competitive, so I'm just teaching the kids how to actually play and using the fundamental movement skills within that.
There's a number of challenges, and one of them I think is the time constraints. We do have a fairly rigorous and crowded curriculum at the moment to deal with in the primary school. And the big focus right now is literacy, numeracy, which is all related, of course, to NAPLAN. Another thing is teacher confidence in delivering particular sports programs, particular PE lessons. We have been running professional development as part of our professional development days as a segment. The other thing I think is actually timetabling PE with another class or another grade into your weekly timetable so that you have got that commitment at that time each week to make sure that it occurs. And in Year 6, we've been focusing on doing the BEEP test. And so the 3 Year 6 classes at various times in the morning use the facility to do the BEEP test. And one of the great things about the BEEP test that we found is that we can incorporate it into other KLAs, for example, mathematics. So we've been using the BEEP test to graph and collect data. So it provides the kids with an opportunity to see the relevance of PE to other curriculum areas in the classroom.
The activities that we did today, it was fundamental movement skills lesson revolving around catch with my Year 2 class. It's our third lesson that we've done with that, and I was using the Get Skilled, Get Active cards and incorporating a few of those because of the varying levels of the kids. I've got kids that are very confident with their catch, that are doing everything they're supposed to be doing, through to kids that are still turning away. It's at the very raw stages and just trying to ensure that they're all getting movement in the level that they're presently at. The first activity was very static, having them paired up and literally throwing to each other and catching, which allowed me to move along the line to pick up whichever aspect of the catch the child wasn't doing, and to just fine-tune if they were doing everything. The others are all still practicing while that's happening, so they're still engaged in what's happening, but you're actually specifically looking at individuals and what has to happen, so it allows that to happen. And then the second activity that we did was a game to make it all fun for them, but around the aspect of catching, because at this age that game seems to work well because they're all quite competitive. Really had to explain to them that it's not a race. It wasn't about getting the balls around the fastest. It was about ensuring that they were catching correctly and supporting each other in catching correctly. So they basically there's 3 balls going in a group of 6. If it got dropped, it had to be put in the middle, and at the end of a certain period of time, I just blew the whistle, and if a team had balls left, it was great. And so I was still able to rove around and check that they were all doing what they needed to be doing.
In the yellow group compared to the other groups is that they're not yelling at each other. They're not getting cross with each other when they drop it. They're just working together and making sure the person is ready before they throw.
Resources that we have available to us in the school to promote physical activity. We firstly have an absolutely amazing site and playground. There's loads of equipment for the children, which is also incorporated into some PE lessons, because we may do obstacle courses over the infants' playground. We've got the 2 basketball courts.
Some of the markings that we have are hopscotch areas. We've got a clock. We've got the dartboard, which the boys were playing on this morning. They're all activities that encourage the students, when they're on the playground in recess and lunchtime, to be involved in activities. I know that we've also got an alphabet snake as well, which involves skipping and jumping, and encouraging the kids to sort of be using numbers, to using letters and that type of thing. And we have fixed equipment, which is developing their climbing and balance skills. So we do provide opportunities on the playground, apart from the conventional sports, for the children to be involved in, whether it's at recess and lunchtime.
We like using the oval for T-ball, soccer, etc. And we like to use a hall for tossing around a ball, and that's where we do our Dance to be Fit. We also have access to our dartboard, which is under the shaded area, and in that we can improve our accuracy skills. And we also have many hopscotch courts, which are always good fun.
We get to have ovals, courts and playground, and some of the equipment we use are hoops, cones, bean bags and balls.
The benefits of incorporating physical activity for the students as a whole, but especially my class this year, I've got a very boy-heavy class. Getting them active and doing things, it means that they come back in more settled, they're ready to learn and do what they need to do. I've also got a few students with some fine motor and some gross motor issues, so by going out and doing activities that are working around that allows them to come in and write properly and do the things that they need to do. There's a few kids that the only exercise or activity that they do is at school, so it's also allowing the promotion of being healthy and just getting out there and being active. Mainly for this class this year, it's about they are really settled. If we go and do something in the morning before we start, they come in and they're ready to learn and ready to go.
It's really good just to have that 10 minutes stuck outside, have a little energiser. Works to help them focus and also keep them fit and promote a healthy lifestyle.
They love the opportunity to be able to race around, let off steam. I find that it develops team skills. They love the social interaction. I think also it increases each child's ability to concentrate in class. They're more focused when we come back from a PE lesson. They really enjoy it, and they like the fact that they know that there's a scheduled time during the week, maybe 2 to 3, sometimes 4 lessons a week, where they'll be getting that time to do some physical activity, whether it's outside or in the hall.
I feel happy, fit and healthy.
Well, depending on what it is, I can be tired or out of breath, but mainly, again, I realise it's rewarding and I feel proud of myself once I've done something active and I know that I've been physical.
We get to play with your friends and have fun.
Knowing that I'm being active encourages me to do more physical work and improve my physical skills.
It's not about winning, it's about having fun and learning new skills and games.